The only time she speaks Spanish to me is when she's yelling at me. So
that's an accurate statement.
It's because it's easier
to yell in Spanish.
Than trying to find your words when you're mad in English.
Word.
That's why I think it's so hard for people, even like mixed kids, to speak because it doesn't roll off the tongue the same way as
you don't even have.
It's
not even that hard to yell in Spanish. You just go eh.
That made no sense whatsoever.
But I just predicted what we were gonna fight. I said in my mind, I was about to say it. Are we fighting Roxas?
Nice. You should have said it out loud though.
Yeah, you should have said that like.
You said it.
15 minutes ago.
Would have nailed it.
I just had a feeling we were fighting Roxas.
Like, but there's certain Spanish that I understand better than others. Like, so let's see. Like you guys remember Luis from the farm, right? So Luis, he's from Mexico City. I can understand his Spanish so much better than I could understand Simon's.
Yep, Simon's Spanish.
Because Simon's from Sonora, so like it's just different. Like it sounds different, but like his is a lot faster, but Luis's was a lot slower. Still can't understand Jose's Spanish.
I don't think I've ever heard of it. Yeah.
No one Luis, Simon, Fernando, none of those guys understand what Jose is saying. And they're speaking the same language.
That's funny.
Like, Jose is just, like, in a whole different... I don't even know what dialect of Spanish he's speaking. Like, that's what Fernando said. He's like, half the time I don't understand what he's saying. Like, and I've worked with him for years. That's funny. Freaking Jose. But, like, and I don't understand his Spanish, like, hardly at all. But his, like, where he's from, Simon told me he's kind of like a Mexican redneck, right? Like that those were his exact words. Like just like where Jose's from, he's like Jose's like Mexican redneck, like out there.
That's
out there ways. So I'm like, oh, okay, well I guess that makes sense, right? Because I mean sometimes you hear someone from the South, they're from the middle of nowhere, right there you got some Bobby Boucher characters. Like living in the bayou out in Louisiana, like
you can't understand.
Yeah, you can't understand.
Yeah.
Mama said.
Mama was here.
Mama said, can't play football with them gargantuans. like
DMC devil.
Football.
I'm not missing any chess.
No,
just these ones over here.
But
yeah. So
where's Fernando from?
Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, because his accent is very thick. Like when he talks, it's thick.
Oh yeah.
But he rarely spoke Spanish to me.
How thick?
I wish I sounded Mexican. It's really sad being
me too. I'm just kidding.
I know. Like I hate. Like I love being Mexican. It's great. But I hate it because when I tell people, they're laugh. They just like they're like.
This reminds me of something.
Kidding, right? And
really.
I'm like, no, I mean, there's a lot of Mexicans mixed that are white because. I mean, I don't know. White genes are strong.
Yeah.
I got the dark hair and the dark eyes, but
nothing else.
My brother stole all the melanin.
Like
he's dark. And no one else is. Like he's darker than my mom. We don't know where I came from, but he came out white. He just went out in the sun and stayed.
So these kids, they tan like crazy. They got lucky. They got Barbara's genes on that one because I burned like a freaking lobster.
Yeah. My sister, she has straps when she goes swimming. Like if you take them off, she has two white lines.
That's how my sister is.
This way.
See, it's like I don't know. But people don't believe you, like when.
Come on, hurry.
Okay, but is it because of the accent?
It's just like everything. Like I'll tell them, and they'll be like, "Really?" And I'm like, yeah. But then other people that are like, I've had when I worked at Dollar Tree, I've had Mexicans come in and just start speaking to me in Spanish, and I'm like, okay, well, do I look Mexican, or were you just assuming that I would understand you?
Right.
And then if I didn't say, oh, I don't speak.
No Nintendo.
No.
I don't know. My mom told me that I have Mexican features of my face. Like Mexicans have really high cheekbones, and just like she said that I do. But then my brother's like, no, you don't. And so I don't know what I look like to other people that don't know me.
Right.
Kyrie,
And then I sound white.
we're almost there.
But when I get mad, I think that I sound.
You do.
An accent,
Yeah.
more of an accent comes out. Yeah. Makes sense.
And then they're like, well, then speak Spanish. And I hate that question. I hate it so much. Because it's hard to just start speaking, like, oh yeah, speak Spanish.
It's hard to do two languages
You can't
all at the
just-
same time.
That's like
Yeah, you can't
nerve-wracking.
just
Like, what do you, like,
randomly-
they'll be like, okay, we'll say this. And I'm like, okay, well, guess what? I'm half Mexican, and I don't know every single word in Mexican language because when
Right.
do you ever hear the word, like,
See, yeah, and there's different words for everything. Like, I always thought that truck or vehicle was troca. Everyone,
that's what I would say.
everyone out there, but it's camioneta apparently.
Yep.
Which,
I would never say that.
right?
Because it's like the simple, like, I guess that's like the, what you learn.
I got.
Yeah.
Like, even like,
Okay.
I failed a Spanish test, and I went home and I was like, Mom, I failed this test. How do you say this word? And she said it the way I put it in, and I was like, well, that's not it, Mom. I'm sorry, but you don't know Spanish.
Right.
And so I was like, there's no way I could pass Spanish because
My mother-in-law and Barbara helped me like
Okay.
with
So
my second semester of Spanish. They helped me do my homework.
And you still failed.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so crazy.
Because like my mother-in-law, her Spanish is great, and so like I'm asking her for translations. I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound right. I don't know. Like, I feel like the teacher said this. She's like, well, boy, it's different. It's not the right one. And I'm like, dang it, Mom. Dang it, Mom. But she's like, same with that. Like, I put like the only reason I brought up the troca or camioneta is because I put troca on a test. And I got it wrong. And I was like, what the
I
heck?
feel like Spanish teachers do like the most specific, like no one like if you were speaking
like,
in
not
a normal
slang.
conversation,
Like, yeah.
you would say troca.
Yeah,
because
Like,
that's
not
what you say.
slang stuff.
Exactly.
Like,
every
you're never
time.
gonna use
Like, everything is formal to teachers.
You're never going to say
Everything.
automobile. It's caro.
Have
Right?
I-
Like
have
no
I
one's
ever-
going to say that.
Have I ever told you guys for one of my Spanish classes while I was in high school, we had group projects where we had to make like a Spanish short film.
No.
But I mean, like this could be okay. So
This
so
would
I
be
so I
great.
think it didn't have to be like an original short film. It's like we could like recreate like scenes from existing movies, but we would have to deliver lines in Spanish.
Please tell me you did
Did
that.
you go to Salem?
Huh?
Did you go to Salem?
Salem Hills High.
Was your
What?
teacher?
I
Was your teacher
remember
Downey?
watching one of those
Huh?
videos
Was your-
from an old student in that class.
Was your teacher Mr. Downey, or was it
we are.
who was the
McDonald.
McDonald. Yeah.
I watched one of those videos.
was it Tanner's?
No, it was Austin Williams and his friends. But like I remember watching because they did. I think they did Nacho Libre.
It's a good
in
one.
there.
I think
Yeah,
that's a good choice.
I cannot find like the file of this film that I edited together. We basically like recreated a few scenes from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Well, that's fun.
That's awesome.
And so like I was Harry, but basically we were just like filming this in one of our classmates' house and backyard. And the only twist to it is that this was
Did you ever find the biblioteca?
the what?
the library.
That's always.
Everyone says, don't be
So this, I don't remember how it started, but I remember how it ended. How it ended was so it was you know how Harry was in the Forbidden Forest and Voldemort, like in this dark hood, was about to come up to him. So the only twist we did was
looks different.
what. Like the only twist we did is that like instead of like casting spells out of a wand, it has been working. I was like, oh, I know, lightsaber, and then I just pulled out a lightsaber that just made the whole class laugh.
It's pretty sick. I like that.
And if there's one thing I could change is the title sequence I made for our project, and it was just too long. Like I had just barely started using After Effects, so it's like I was using like the preset text animations, but I could just make them go faster, like that.
Well, quicker.
If that was one thing I could change.
Nice.
But yeah, a Spanish Harry Potter wielding a lightsaber.
I wish I would have passed Spanish in
What
high
the
school.
heck?
Me too.
I failed it
passed.
twice. I failed it
Obviously.
twice and had to take 2 years of German instead.
How was German though? My friend knows how to speak German. So it's
I feel like you wouldn't need to use that as much as Spanish.
No. All I remember is how to say I have a big banana. That's all I remember how to say. And I learned that from like a dude at the farm. It's
There's a Russian dude at the farm?
No, he's a German. Well, he was a middle school teacher who taught German. He was a forklift driver there.
Do you remember his name?
Gosh, what was his name? He almost ran me over like 6 times. I can't
Are you
remember.
looking at me?
Was his last name, was it like Moser or something like that?
Don't think so.
Dang it.
No, but
He teaches German.
That's where Isaac learned German, was from
Well, I
Mr.
don't
Moser.
like him, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he gave Wendy a U for standing up in class.
He was terrible. Like I think he needs to retire. I think he's in his old age where he just
Gets
gets
angry.
angry at everything.
Like, he picked up a kid and slammed him against the
And,
wall.
I mean, he's
Like, at
grown-
our age, that's not funny, but back in your day, that would have been completely
Well,
fine.
Oh yeah, that was
And-
normal. I
and-
saw my wrestling coach kick a desk underneath someone's face. Coach Becker was a savage.
Oh, that's funny.
He didn't care.
Oh,
I was just watching an episode of Inside Job, and there's this episode where like this team like goes back to this town that's think that they're still in the 80s, and one of the characters is pretending to
Do you
be.
think I went to school?
One of the characters.
We went to school at the same time.
You know, like one of the characters is like pretending to be like a high school teacher, and this guy is trying to grill students for information about like where one of their coworkers like accidentally like fell off the plane. And hang on, is there like?
Is Donald dead?
No, there's like another enemy nearby.
Kind of.
It's just like hiding around.
Is he above you?
I'm trying to lock on. Lou? Enemy, where did you go?
There he is.
Okay. So anyway, like one student like stood up, just a footloose reference student or something. It's like we will not answer any questions until the town lifts a ban on dancing. It's like, well, I don't know what that has to do with dancing, but I don't like your attitude. Eat my shorts. And then like this guy like pins this student up to a wall, and then another guy like walks in from the hallway. It's like, Mr. Dolphman, are you abusing one of our students? Well, let me give you my belt. It's socially acceptable these days. God bless this decade.
Yeah, like I said, like when I was in school, Coach Becker, dude fell asleep in our English class, and Coach Becker and it was like one of those like white folding tables, and he goes and just like whack, and like goes up like that. It's like, don't sleep in my class.
That's funny.
Just like that, and we're all like, damn, coach. Did someone piss in your Wheaties today? And I think my best friend said something about pissing in Wheaties or something. I can't remember, but it was hilarious.
Then one of my it was our gym teacher in junior high. Some kid got a hold of his phone number, and started texting him. He never responded, and he got fired for it. Like,
Really?
they went through the text message, never responded to him, and he got fired for the kid basically harassing the teacher. It was bad.
That's kind of bass backwards.
Yeah.
We had very not good students. Like, our generation is.
This was like 2
that
years
was-
ago. Well, not when we were in junior high.
Who got fired?
Moldy.
That
Moldenhauer.
was not when we were in high school.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But it's still
But, like,
happening.
that's still our generation.
Yeah,
Like, why
that's-
would you need a teacher's number and be texting?
Right. Well, like back when I was in school, like cell phones were just kind of starting being a thing, right? Like you had like a flip phone or like something like that. Smartphones. If you my senior year, I think the year before that, that's when the iPhone came out. There's only a few people that had one.
That's crazy.
Like, I remember the iPod Touch was like, holy cow, that's so freaking cool.
I remember listening to music on one of those before I got an iPhone. I think the iPhone probably 4 or 5 was out. I remember listening to an iPod Touch, so
Yeah,
I get that.
iPod Touches were awesome.
Yeah,
like,
they
I
were.
thought those were so cool.
they were huge though.
Oh yeah.
Sora.
Oh yeah.
You
I had
did well.
an iPod Classic, like one with the wheel on it.
Those ones are
Yeah,
fun.
those ones are sick. Like, makes me feel like an old fuddy duddy. I remember my first one that I bought.
The little square
From the
one.
darkness.
The shuffle.
You mean?
Does it have the screen or is it the circle?
Need you anymore.
The screen.
Ah, see, that was the cool one that came out. Like, I remember when they were like, because the shuffle used to be about the size of a stick of gum.
Like it was tiny. Oh yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. It was like long and thin. Yeah.
And it didn't have the original, the shuffle one didn't have a screen. It was just like, you just had to go, you just had to scroll through your music. Like, the first iPod that I bought was a Nano.
I remember those ones.
And it was like that big, had a tiny screen on it. And like, I thought I was like the coolest kid in the freaking world. And then like the iPod, the 30 gig one came out, and that was awesome. Like,
oh my gosh,
30 freaking gigs, dude. That was old
holy
school.
cow. So like all of these, I remember these. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
That one on the bottom right, I think.
The blue one?
No. I never had a color.
You say, oh.
So, because those are the next generation of Nanos.
Yeah.
Because like those ones came out.
You saying this one?
Yo, that one's the newer one.
Yeah. But all of this is going for $400 right now.
Dang, that's so crazy.
4 iPod Nanos, 2 minis, 2 touches, 2 shuffles, and then 2 old iPhones. That looks like the 1 and 2.
Gosh,
like.
yo, after my senior year, I bought an iPhone from a kid, and it was the biggest piece of crap I ever owned. It was the first generation, right? Like, so I bought it from a kid. He was selling it. He was selling it for like $400.
How much was it when it first came out?
Oh crap! I think it was like $999. I'm pretty sure it was about $1,000.
Like, so they've stayed the same price since day one, basically.
I think so. No, it may have been $500. I can't remember. It's been like for freaking ever ago. But like, I remember I bought it from him for like $350 or $400. And then it was the biggest piece of crap. And then trying to get it onto my network, I had to jailbreak it and try to get it, and it still would not work at all. I ended up switching back from that to my slider.
That's crazy.
Because it sucked so bad. Like, it couldn't hold a charge. I was so hyped on it too. I was like, yo, dude, I'll buy it from you. Like you're selling that? Oh yeah, sure, dude. Like, paid in cash.
So $600. So for $59.99.
Yeah, so I think I paid like $300.
Yeah.
Maybe max $4.
But the first generation, no, not the first iPhone sold. A first generation iPhone just sold at auction for $39,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's crazy.
It's like new in box though.
That's
yeah. That's crazy. Like
whoa, the iPhone X, the iPhone 10 was the first iPhone to ever cost $1,000. Like originally,
really?
So that took a while for them to get up that high.
Makes sense. But back then, dude, if you had a phone that cost that much,
you were living large.
Crazy because Blackberries were like $200, right? And that and even then that was like
Blackberries were like top of the line,
right?
Then.
Like I remember my slider, because I had a slider. It was like, I thought it was expensive. It cost me like $180. But I bought like headphones with it and like a new SD card.
Charging cable too.
Charging everything on it. It even came with get this. It came with a belt carrying case.
That's awesome.
Like one of those clip-on cases that you slide it. Like did not use that at all. But the one that I always wanted. There was the Razor phone.
Yeah.
They had another one called the Sliver. The Sliver. And those ones, it was just because I didn't like flippers. I didn't like flip phones because I always thought, you know what, that's gonna break. Right. I didn't mind sliders because there's fewer moving parts.
Yeah.
But let's see if I can find it. But it was like
can't find
it. Was a great help to me. I found him wandering the dark.
What year was this?
It's
this. Lost track of each other.
This one right here. It was basically a Razor, but just not a flip phone on it.
Rick left. Well, Xehanort Heartless was still inside his heart.
Because it was really thin.
And he sure must have been suffering.
It's called the Sliver.
But I don't
it looks like they kind of.
Looks like that now.
Oh, come on.
When they still
Where are you?
They must have edited it because it probably doesn't exist.
I am to blame.
Well, no, it doesn't. But it was like that was the phone that. This was my phone right here. I had this guy.
Had the appearance of
That was the one. It was like 180.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I loved it. I
That's
love
cool.
that phone.
had such a strong
I miss the one thing I miss about those days is the butt dials.
Yep.
It was so easy to butt dial people.
You can buy it for $32 now.
And bring him to me.
I want it.
No.
When I told him,
But the,
Deal.
The sliver.
Riku left
Like that.
without
Oh, yeah.
So just kind of a basic phone.
Basic, yeah.
Kind of looks like it has the same button patterns as the Razor, but it was just easier to store in your pocket. No flips, no nothing. You could text in your pocket. Like back then, I could do that.
When he did,
Like when touchscreens came out, it became a lot harder. Can't text without looking at it.
rocks this back to me.
Unless you're really good at it.
But yo, dude, I didn't have
This is what I had.
Oh, you had a side slider. Oh, those are cool.
I never
Did
had
this for $8.
That's
$8.
awesome. That's
My
just-
first phone was an iPhone C. It was an iPhone
Wow.
like color.
Riku was the victim.
Well, I didn't get it until I was
Revenge.
15. So
What was?
You had an iPhone in the 7th grade.
How my
Yeah,
heart aches
You were not 15 in the 7th grade. You were
to hide
12.
my shame.
oh yeah, it was 12.
I guess it must have been after
I
that
didn't
when
get
I
mine
had
until
it.
probably 8.
My
He
first
said
phone
he
was like
wanted
an
to help
LG.
But he made a promise.
Like
Promised
it
that
was
Sora
a.
wouldn't ever find out about what happened to him
Gosh,
while
see
he
if I
was
can
out
even
in the
find
darkness.
one. What was it called? Because it had a name to it. I know because James Bond had like in
I must
in
make
Casino
amends to
Royale,
these young
he had
people.
this. It's like Sony Ericsson, I think.
You want to see the video of the gym teacher that I was talking about?
Yeah.
Him in a race and he tore his ACL and
Oof.
ripped like basically every single muscle off of his bone. Like it was a bad fall. But
This was my first phone.
that's cool. I remember those.
This was
I
the one
remember
exactly.
those.
It was blue.
It was
So
blue.
cool. But had was the front screen a touchscreen or was it all? Oh, cool. Okay, I always thought you had to control it from like. Oh, it was froze.
Gosh, dude.
Well, it's been holding up pretty good.
That is true.
About time for a boss.
Let's do it.
I've been a good boy, but my Elgato and laptop have not been.
No.
Dude, looking at these old phones makes me feel really, really old.
Roxas.
No, but I always wanted one of those sliver, but I never got
Did
one.
he just call me
When
Roxas?
I went to go buy my my slider,
Organization
they didn't have one, so I thought, you know what,
guess that
I'll
must
just
be why
get
they
this
keep
other one. But I
HLU.
love my slider, and it held up.
Did it pick a
Like
dumb
it was awesome. I had Monopoly on there,
the hero of the
and I could play that. It was
Are
awesome.
you done rambling?
That was a good phone.
I think the phone that Zeke
All
had
I'm trying to tell
looked a
you,
lot like
traitor,
a
is that your time
Well, yeah,
is
because it's a
up.
Razor. Like razors were awesome. I thought those ones were really cool, but I didn't. But like I had friends that like had flip phones, and like the big reason why I didn't want them is because like they'd flip them, and then it would, at some point, almost all of them would snap.
Yep.
Right, like the hinges would just go, and like.
What do you mean that's so true? You were nowhere near
No way.
that.
But it's like you would think it happened all the time. It does.
Well, they held up pretty good, but like I also had friends that would like flip it out and like hit people with it, and it would break it. Like, bro, that's gonna break your phone. And then I didn't like because like if you were texting in your pocket, because back then it was like, yo, you can't like have any kind of cell phone in class.
Yeah.
If you're texting in your pocket, I could just slide it and I was good. I didn't have to like swing it open. It was just an easier access.
That's cool that you could text from your pocket though.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because you can feel it.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a keyboard.
Same thing
But yo,
with
guess what? I didn't know how to use predictive texting at all. So I was doing it manually.
Oh.
Like doing it that way. Once I discovered predictive texting, it was like, oh my gosh,
Game
it's
changer?
So much. Oh, game changer! It was so much easier.
Because you don't have to click the same
But
number, the same button 3
Yeah.
times.
No, it's not Caleb.
But I was just like yeah, I would do it like 2 or 3 times, like hit it and go to the next one, and then like pause.
And then you have to wait, because if you do it too soon, it'll change the one you just
Yep. Yep. Forget about it. But yeah, so I would always text like that and I had friends that used predictive texting, but I was like, well, what if it gets it wrong? And so like I held on to like non-predictive texting for a long freaking time. I think I was like 18 at least before I like finally used predictive texting.
That's so crazy to me that you're 18 and you're doing it on iPhone.
Oh,
Like,
no.
we're like, I think my first one was the iPhone 6. Because I just got it from a family member. And that was in like 8th grade.
The first iPhone I got, Barbara and I, it was after we were married. After Caleb was born, actually. That's when we got smartphones.
Wow.
Like we got we got an iPhone 5, and it sucked because like we didn't know anything. We didn't have any smartphones. Neither of us did. We just had dumb phones, and we didn't know because
What year was Caleb born?
2013. So like, but like shortly after he was born, that's when we bought smartphones. And then like a week, no joke, like a week after we bought them, the next one, the iPhone, I think it was iPhone C.
It was
The color?
Yeah. It may have been, I can't remember, but I remember buying it and thinking, oh, these are so cool. Then the next one came out. And
you're like,
that was like a week ago. Yeah. Right? And back then they didn't have any kind of like trade-in program where you could like trade them in. So like we were stuck.
Come on.
And then and back then they also didn't have like when you would get a cell phone, because like now you just roll your cost of your phone into your monthly bill. Back then they didn't have that, so you had to pay your phone off, and then you still had a contract. So it was like, yeah, exactly. Like that's the freaking crazy thing. So we were stuck with Sprint for freaking ever, and that sucked. I hated Sprint.
Sprint was terrible.
Sprint freaking sucked. But
I have AT&T in it.
see, and after we had Sprint, we finally got out of the contract, and then I switched to Cricket. I had Cricket for a long time. So I got Cricket, and with Cricket, it was month to month anyway. But I figured, like, if I'm going to buy the phone anyway, I'm going to buy it. Because after we had iPhones, we switched exclusively to Android. So I would just buy our Android phone unlocked from eBay, and then use that with my Cricket phone. Mm-hmm. Like, they didn't have any kind of program like that, but it makes me feel like an old fuddy-duddy explaining that, but it was so freaking nuts. And then finally got Verizon. I'm like, yo, this is awesome. I'm down.
Verizon's the way to go.
I'm down with Verizon. Up here, Verizon, the connectivity isn't great, but literally everywhere else it's fine. Right? Like, and it's like, you know what? I got Wi-Fi. But back then, we didn't even have Wi-Fi up here.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was a mess. So, like, I don't know. I feel like such an old fuddy-duddy. But I remember getting, like, my first smartphone. I didn't get a smartphone until I was, essentially, until I was 20.
Probably when you got back from your mission, right?
Well, after Caleb was born. So, it was 2013. I came back in 2012. So, yeah. So, 2013, maybe beginning of 2014. No, it was 2013 for sure. Yeah, 2013. That's when I got it. I was 23, 22.
On our way.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, and like, even back then. So get this. This is gonna blow your mind. There were no ads on games that you would get for your phone.
Oh.
There were no ads.
Now there's
no
one
nothing.
every 2 minutes.
Right.
I know every time you beat a level in the game, there's an ad. And I was like, ah!
And they'd have free games, and they were just free games.
Yep. Temple Run, when there was no ads in Temple Run, those were the days.
Yeah.
When Flappy Bird first came out, like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. Like, and I don't know, it blows my mind now. Like just thinking about it, like, wow, I feel ancient.
Yeah, like if there was an ad back then, it was maybe like if you were on the game long enough to get an ad, it took forever to get one.
Or like YouTube videos. Even on YouTube videos, there weren't any long ads, or if you had one, it was like right at the beginning, but you never had like inner video ads.
Mm-hmm. Even if they were long videos.
Especially on TV.
That's because most of the people that make them, they get paid to do those ads. So the more ads they do, the more they get paid. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, good for them, but.
Yeah, and like, well, I mean, that's why I've got YouTube Red. Like, because I hated the ads, so I pay $16 a month for the family plan. Like, I'm out. But I
hate ads on the TV because most of the time it never lets you skip ads.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just television. You got a commercial break.
No, it's because I don't sign into YouTube Red on our Xbox.
Nice.
Encourages them to use their tablets instead and leave the main TV for the rest of us.
Yep.
So like if they're gonna watch there, you gotta deal with the ads.
Yep, that's true.
So modern solutions for modern problems.
I don't really
Watch
have.
Hulu on the Switch. I forgot about that.
Okay, but I can't take your Switch to work.
That's true. We can't.
So that's where I watch stuff.
That's true.
My
My
tablet.
Hulu, like it signed my phone out, it signed her phone out for some reason. We can't sign back in because it's under my mom's email. So she has to reset her password because we have the huge deal
She has
like
the
Disney
same
Plus.
password forever.
Oh, you have the
Yeah.
bundle.
Yeah, the
bundle
Disney
thing.
Plus, Hulu, and
And I can't
ESPN
log into
Plus.
Disney Plus anymore.
Yep, I can't either on my phone. It's so weird.
But
Oh.
the reason why I started using my mom's phone instead of my tablet is first my tablet was freaking crappy.
No, it's because you downloaded so many freaking videos that you slowed it down.
On YouTube?
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny.
And that it was like cracked on the outside.
And he was downloading like games and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
And so yeah, that's
I
good. That's good.
literally deleted all of my apps.
We would just need to do a hard factory reset on it.
yeah, and just flush everything out. And
Yeah, then just start again. Well, because I mean they're like Samsung tablets that are just like you can
Phones
just
are much better.
find them for like whatever. But
I felt like I was in heaven.
I'm not gonna buy my kids iPads. Like no.
I remember using my mom's and it was like shattered on the side.
Right.
Really rude opinion of mine.
Mhm.
Oh. I think it's the worst parenting to give your kids iPads.
Oh.
And I mean that in the rudest way possible. Like,
I'm just glad you're
you
You and me
had a
never
kid.
get home.
Mhm.
So
you knew what you were gonna get when you had a
Thanks,
kid.
bud.
Mhm.
And then because you don't want to listen to them cry and do something, you're like, okay, here.
Mhm.
And they're 2 years old, and that's why they become phone addicts, and that's all they want.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think
If they
Ezra.
don't have it, they're like freaking out and they can't
yeah.
function
That's
correctly.
so true. I cannot live a single minute without a phone.
What are you doing right now?
Testify.
Want to see a truth bomb? Want to see a truth bomb scene?
That's it.
So,
I
you
never
guys still
thought
think
for a
that's
second
handsome?
that I'd ever see
Yes.
you again.
Yep.
It's Mickey. I'm just kidding.
No, it's
No.
Just
No,
thinking
it's
about
not
all the
Mickey.
things you did makes
Or
me really
it's-
mad.
It's Donald.
But
No, but he.
Have you seen his sword? It's Riku's sword,
you
but like
saved
upgraded.
Kyrie, right? I have to be grateful for that.
Riku.
Thanks.
Riku, don't go.
So is it old Riku?
No.
It's not
Kyrie, what did you just say?
It is Riku.
Yes.
Is he old?
He's not old.
From the darkness.
Oh, was he overtaken by
Did he just hit puberty? Like what are we doing? with it?
Okay,
Is he overtaken by the
so do you
darkness?
remember at the end of Riku's story mode in Chain of Memories?
Yeah.
And how he was like fighting Ansem throughout the
You'll
whole time?
understand.
Yeah.
You know, like his dying words were like, I shall return. Well, okay, not really like that. But there's another cutscene that we'll see later, very soon. While you all were chatting up a storm, and I was paying attention to the story because this game's lore and story is very complicated.
Muy complicado.
So Ansem the Wise and King Mickey were having a conversation about why Riku looks like this right now. Because Riku had fought Roxas at one point, and
Riku. It's Riku.
Riku was about to be
Riku's
defeated by Roxas, so he used the power of darkness,
I love for you.
but that in turn made him look
Come
like
on, Sora.
Ansem, Seeker of
Got to
Darkness.
pull it together.
Oh.
So he basically got overtaken by the darkness.
I looked everywhere.
Well, I mean, Riku's still himself, it's just he looks
I
like
didn't
that
want
now.
you to find me.
Gross. I bet he can smell
I
himself.
forgot.
Yeah, the farts of darkness.
I was
Yeah.
about to say that. The Forts of Darkness are back.
Those clothes
So,
we kept
why is Goofy wearing
That must
steel-toed
have been
shoes?
Riku.
Well, he didn't want to stub his toe.
Steampunk
That-
I was
Goofy.
starting
You're
to think
gonna-
you guys weren't ever
You're
gonna catch
even
on.
you're gonna hurt your
Sora
toe
never
even
did
more.
pick the brightest
You're gonna
friends.
go ding!
No, that was a steel toe.
Why didn't you let me know you
That
were
would hurt
okay?
still.
But Sora's got
Like,
zippers on his
imagine-
feet too.
Like,
didn't wanna be
imagine
Not like
You're like
this.
stomping really hard,
I
and then you
couldn't.
decide to walk while
I
stomping.
fought
She's
with
like,
Ansem,
ding!
with Xehanort's Heartless.
Word.
When it
I don't know
invaded
if
my
that
heart
makes
and I
sense.
won. But to use the power of darkness, I had to become Ansem myself.
Yeah,
Does that mean
This battle.
Sorry, I was focused on the story. What did I miss?
And
I was
until
just
it
staring
is,
at Lindy, and she's like, "Why are you looking at
I
me
still
like
need the
that?"
power
And
of
it was like,
darkness.
Yeah. Why?
Let's finish it.
Speak now, friend.
Riku,
Hold your
no matter what.
Hey, did you solve that Rubik's Cube?
I did an online thing. I looked online.
I was sitting here, I was like, yo, dude, that's like,
The one last
You just
rumble
figured that out?
yeah, I'm like, oh, gosh, it took me a long time.
Do you know how to do cool patterns on the thing?
Nope. I know how to. I know how to do one side, and that's it.
Here, look, I'll show you. There's a pattern. It's a cool pattern.
Nice catch.
Yeah, apparently got a trophy for some reason.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Oh, what did I
Gosh dang it.
You do 2 on each side. It's like 1, 2,
Combo
1, 2,
mastery.
1, 2.
What combo weather?
That's cool.
Make it match up.
No.
It's pretty easy.
To go back?
You have to do it back. Do you want to put it back?
Yeah, you just put it back. Good catch. Like, yeah.
Okay,
That's my bad.
let's keep moving. I think there's just one
You
more
can do that,
regular.
but you can't solve the whole thing.
It's a cinematic.
Yeah, let's see if you can
Oh,
solve
look
the
at
whole
that
thing.
pocket dimension. It looks like a pocket dimension.
The dimension that he just puts in his pocket, or...
What's this gadget for?
Oh.
What?
Is that a dimension in your pocket, or are you just having?
How is
What do you choose to do?
How-
On my night.
how would
He said pocket dimension. I'm like,
how would that even work?
That's funny.
I don't know. I can't tell you how that would work. It doesn't have
Bad
to.
joke.
It is.
It's gonna explode.
Boom.